What?
Your product, basement hard luck. Basement hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Boom. Your product, basement hard luck. Basement hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck.
Good morning and welcome to the Hard Luck Show. I'm your certified host, Steve Lucky Luciano. You know what it is.
It's the Indian, Chumahan Bowen. I'm here with you as well.
And old Blue Eyes himself.
Sean Lewis. Yep. That's me.
Sean Lewis.
That's me. One in four people.
And we got Salmon on visuals. Salmon, you on the visuals?
I'm on the visuals.
He's on the visuals.
Very nice. Very good. Anyway, how we doing today, gentlemen?
Hey, dude, you, Steve, you texted me about some show ideas, and you said we should do a show on Iran. What were you...
Man, I don't understand all the craziness going on over there. I was hoping I could get enlightened if we did a show.
On Iran?
Yeah. I mean, on like what's going on out there with the students and the women, and it just sounds crazy to me. They're sentencing fucking people to death for marching?
Oh, well, I mean, I think they've killed 70 people.
What?
Yeah, they've killed, yeah. I mean, I think they've shot into crowds and shit like that. Like, I don't think it's like a serious thing, and they're still marching. The women are still marching.
And so what the hell's going on, partner? Can you enlighten us at all?
Well, so in Iran, they have a thing called the moral police. I mean, really think about that. The moral police, and they drive around in military vans. And they look at women a lot. Sometimes dudes too. Okay. So like if you're walking down the street holding a woman's hand in public, you gotta prove that's your sister.
Really?
Oh, dude, they'll take you back to the motherfucking headquarters and rubber hose your shit. That's no joke. And it's been like that since 1950. It's been like 60 years.
What the fuck?
Moral police, bro.
What kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that? How you gonna tell somebody what's moral?
Because it's
a human being.
Well, it's run by a theocracy, bro. It's a religious
idiocracy.
Right, idiocracy.
Yeah, idiocracy.
Right.
Heard of it?
Yeah. Well, it's weird because it's the mullah.
The mullah.
Ayatollah Khomeini,
all right.
Right? And that Abdib or whatever the fuck his name is, all these different regimes or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Those are the dudes that are really running shit.
Oh, is that right?
In Iran.
Okay.
And then it's a religious thing. So their whole thing, one of their main things, and we're talking about, Islam, we're talking about Muslims, but I'm not going to say that this is all Muslims or this is what Islam is really about. I'm just particularly talking about Iran. And yeah, so they've had, every so often they have like rebellions in that country. They had a green revolution in 2008.
What's that mean?
They call it the Green Revolution because I think nothing ultimately happened. But I can't recall exactly what set it off, but it had to do with voting. They took the vote away from women or something like that in 2008. And in fact, the whole reason why they have this religious group controlling the entire country in Iran is because of the American CIA getting involved, and there was an attempted coup, and eventually these religious fundamentalists took over the country instead of whoever the United States was trying to prop up. And just before that, in Iran, they had a very progressive, modern, and leader in Iran. And Iran always has been known as progressive, cosmopolitan. The women didn't have to wear hijabs, none of that shit. So we go in and we try to take out somebody we don't like. We try to install somebody we want. Some fundamentalist groups takes the opportunity and just locks the country down. And then since that, there's been nothing but, it's almost, I don't want to paint the Amish as this, but it's almost as if like the Amish just took over the United States and we're like, fuck it, no more cars. Everyone's in a buggy. And if I see you even looking at a car, We're going to send special police to come get you. There's no due process. We don't have to arrest you. There's no reasonable suspicion. It ain't none of that shit, homeboy. It's these guys have carte blanche to whip your shit and fuck you up. And if you don't like it and disappear, guess who's in control of the motherfucking investigation? Us. In this case, I think her name was like it's Masi Asani or something like that. 22-year-old woman. It was maybe I want to say like a month ago, not that long ago, was walking, and the moral police. She was wearing a headscarf, but it was something like too much of her hair was showing under the scarf, and this police force pulled over and said, "We don't like what you're fucking doing with your hair. It's against God." And they like took her in the van, and then 2 days later she was just dead.
Hear that? Bullshit. The fuck kind of shit is that?
A woman, a 22-year-old woman.
Unfucking believable, unacceptable.
And this is why the women. I mean, we're
This
talking
isn't around.
14-year-old girls. So, you know,
What the fuck's the matter with these people?
they've taken these girls away and put them in psychological camps.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, because they think they're fucked up. They're actually trying to do everything. And some people, I can't really say, but I'll say this. I have a client that is dialed in with Iranians. In fact, he is one of the people that may have left Iran when there was a change in power back a long time ago. He's older now. From what I gather about certain conversations, people are pretty clear there's going to be a regime change in Iran in the next 4 months. And that, from what I understand, people at the highest levels in Washington, D.C., are saying that, yeah, there's going to be an inside job, regime change, and that it's going to be a militarily controlled country, and that they're going to open up to the West, and they're going to do away with all this bullshit. And it's based on the fact that the United States has increased sanctions on Iran, so their money, the country is crumbling. I've listened to various reports from people who lived in Iran and then got out, and they said with the moral police, sometimes they're loosey-goosey, a little more loosey-goosey, right? When whenever the powers that be feel like they need to dial down the pressure a little bit on the people. And then, then there'll be like 4 years of, you could show your ankle. Or we'll just tell you, hey, pull your fucking hood down a little bit. We can see too much of your face, bitch. Like, that's what they're saying. And then they'll be like, oh, it's time for a crackdown. And everybody in the country knows that, okay, they're going to tighten everything. And that's what just recently happened. And that's what led to the death of this woman who had everything to live for, like a whole life ahead of her. And instead of people going inside and being scared, kids, young ladies, people, old ladies, they're marching. And when I say marching, bro, it's like in 68 cities, major cities in Iran, where the women are like, that's it. We don't give a fuck. And the oil drillers and oil business have joined them in these protests, and so have other people. And in fact, some people are really surprised because there's a lot of men that are supporting the women. Whereas maybe before, right, so a lot of guys would have been like, hey, you guys are getting, this is against God. There's a lot of guys that are like, no, it's over. And I was listening to Jon Stewart's podcast about it, and he was talking to Amanpour, whoever, this like the BBC reporter, but also an Iranian who's been covering this whole thing. And he said, what can the West do? Right, even though we've fucked up Iran, actually, but what could the West do to deal with this? And she said nothing, because if the powers that be inside Iran can somehow paint this as a foreign influenced riot or whatever you want to call it, right, rebellion, then they can take certain measures to really start mowing people down. it has to come, like the Iranians themselves are like, it has to come from us. We can't, there's no outside thing. We gotta, I think all the indications point to this country's been under a lock for so long, and they're ready to fucking explode. And they even try to keep the internet out of Iran. And the young people have even figured out how to get around those blocks, so that people in Iran can see how other women, I mean, they can see. And people of Iran love couture. They love fashion. They love the arts. You know, they love all that stuff. So for them, this is really, I think they're at a breaking point in a way that I don't think that this regime was prepared for. And the Ayatollah's getting older. What were you gonna say, Sean?
I was going to say, it looks like, well, two things. There's like a big, huge billboard up by my house that has some sort of representation of a woman or something and talking about Iran and stuff like that.
Bless you.
Oh, yeah?
So that's one thing. And I don't know what it's actually for. It's just like a promotion of like what's going on over there. Second thing is I'm starting to see a lot of like where some of these like teenage boys or whatever are like running around like knocking the like turbans off of the like fundamentalist heads.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that.
It's crazy.
Like, so in the streets of Iran, some of the young people, like kids, are running up and knocking turbans off of old-timey fundamentalist people. And this is like this bro is one of those instances where maybe the old way is the bad way, and that young people who don't have the common sense not to challenge or poke the king are like, fuck this shit. It's over.
Good.
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
for them.
Yeah. And there was some criticism in the West too, because a lot of people said it wasn't really being covered. Like we're so caught up in dealing with DeSantis and Trump and Biden and whatever else bullshit we got over here that there hasn't been the kind of coverage in the United States about this protest being led by women for women's freedom and women's rights. And you gotta remember, here in the States, we're up against a similar type thing where there's this group that wants to crack down on all these freedoms. You don't feel it as much in LA. You don't feel it as much in California. Like when we're in California and we go and we're here, we're so used to diversity and all this other stuff that it's not as clear. But as soon as you step outside the Golden State, you can see that there's this rollback going on all over the place.
Sure, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why, we're kind of at the place that we're at.
And what are you gonna do about it, partner?
I'm educating people. That's what I do. I mean, on my TikTok, if you want to go to my TikTok, you can. I made about 6 videos walking people through the court's decision in Florida, right? That we talked a little bit with about. You can kind of see what Max is a good dude, but you can kind of see there's a little bit of and I don't think it's intentional, but I just think that people don't really fully understand just how much rollback has been done in education in the last 30 years, so that you can come to a place and be like, I don't get it. Why do I have to think about race? What's critical race theory? I don't understand why is that important? Because some people think it's all good now. It's been all good since Barack Obama got elected. They're not even thinking about Chicanos. When you hear somebody talk about like, well, what's the problem? It's all good now, right? Like, shit, man. I don't care what you are and all that stuff, right? I don't see color, whatever. Those folks, they're just talking about a lot of times African Americans and whites. Chicanos are not in there. They're
Asians aren't in there.
They don't even think about it.
Yeah.
It's not part of their purview. And, you can kind of also hear when people say, like, well, I don't know why this has got to be crammed down my throat. Why do I got to? But it's because they haven't had the experience of having so much shit crammed down your throat that a lot of other people, like Chicanos, I mean, how much shit have Chicanos had to put up with over the years? Come to this country and work. We'll take care of you. And then fucking bust them all out of here, underpay them, don't pay any medical benefits, all that shit. How about like, okay, check this out. We're not going to give you a legal. How about this? We're going to turn your country into a danger zone and screw with the economy so that your only option is to come to this country. Right? So you come to this country, but we're not giving you. All the different nations have different rules of immigration. When it comes to the Latinos, we've put in some serious shit and barriers to make sure that it's not so easy for them. Why? So we make a terrible situation in your country, then we make it really hard for you to legally immigrate so that you come here illegally. We set that up. Now that you're here illegally,
you'll do anything for a paycheck.
Paycheck, right. Not only will you do anything for a paycheck, but now I don't have to pay an American. Right? It's the same thing as outsourcing, going to some other country, but in this case, we're just bringing the other country here.
Absolutely.
And then, right, when business has done whatever they've done, then every once in a while, when we want to kind of roll back rights, we'll talk about how terrible illegal immigration is and get that whole machine ginned up. It'll make sure that the illegals that we brought here don't have too much political clout as a group. Soon as they start getting strong, we gin up the racists. Hey, what's going on with this illegal immigrant? That's crazy. We got to do something about it. And that's how the system is designed. That's how it's designed, partner. And so how do you explain that to somebody who thinks it's like all good right now? Like, what do you mean? We had a black president, so aren't we all good? How do you get that across to them? How do you even get people to care about that shit? I think about that every day.
I think people, for a number of reasons, I think people have become more and more bought into the feeling that they don't count. Nothing they do counts. The problem is way too big. It's an easy scapegoat. It's an easy way to just check out and not do anything about it.
Right.
But then on the flip side, there is a lot to the agenda being pushed, and everybody else can say what they want, but it's already been set in place by, the companies, the fucking...
Well, I mean, you're right. I mean, that's what happened in Iran for so long. I mean, there's business people that benefit from the way things were over there or are, right? Iranian companies. I mean, there's a bunch of corruption and shit.
Sure.
Okay. So, but maybe if Iran is teaching us anything, there is a point where people can get pushed too far.
I think this country's heading for that, too.
I think so. I
believe so.
I really think so.
Yeah.
I mean, we had, what's interesting is I was listening to somebody who is a spokesperson for the regime in Iran, the dark side, PR guy for the dark side. Whatever. He's here, and what he constantly says is, how come in Iran you call this a protest, but when Black Lives Matter people in your country, you guys all called it a riot? How come when it's happening over here is a good reason for it? How come when cops in your country kill people, right, it's not looked at like you're a fundamentalist country, like you're doing all that, and they use that argument in order to try to neutralize the moral high tone or the moral criticism that people in the West want to levy. And there is a certain, I'm not gonna say it's 100%, but there's a certain edge to that I don't know that as a country we're ready to deal with. It's really hard for us to talk to terrorists and fundamentalists about doing fucked up shit to their own people when we've got examples all over the place. I don't know. The other thing that's different now than was before is that how much information is out there. I almost think that the world isn't more fucked up now. Actually, I'm not sure that that's the case. I'm actually starting to wonder if it's been this fucked up. We just didn't know it. They didn't have as much information and you couldn't compare. I mean, think about wearing a hijab. Imagine being 11 years old trying to play soccer with a fucking hijab. I'm talking full-length sheet on you. Black. In that hot fucking whatever that is. It ain't cold in Iran. Fucking hot. Fucking wearing that hijab running around. What does that do to you as a person? Really think about that. It's you know.
That's some bullshit, ain't it? Ain't that some bullshit, man? Who can't? Some stupid motherfucker came up with that shit.
Some stupid motherfucker came up with that shit.
Man, dude.
And there's like, it's insane because like on the one hand, I don't want to put down religions necessarily because every religion I think has, you know, some faction.
Yeah, fuck that religion if that's what they're saying. Fuck them. Fuck that religion.
But
fucking idiots.
But why is so much religion hell bent on restricting women?
Man, that's some bullshit, man. Fuck that shit. That ain't the way God designed it. Fuck all those religions.
Why would God?
God damn, man.
Why would God make rules that they'd have to communicate
Because
to a
I didn't
dude?
make those motherfucking rules. Man made those rules. Some fucking idiot with the fucking beard that he should have cut off made them rules. Thinking he knew something about life and this experience and what we should and shouldn't do. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck those liars.
Think about how much wasted time.
Man, and energy and dreams and motherfucking no. That is not what we're put on this planet to do, man. Like, who the fuck, man, believes that hump of fucking shit?
Well, dude, I'm telling you right now, bro. That's why you know brainwashing works. Because I've been to a lot of different religious things, right? And I'm always at this religion. I won't even say which ones. I'll be like, man, this is some boring ass fucking shit. Like, I'm sorry, but like, this is a long time to sit here and fucking do this shit. And quite frankly, you gotta be kind of brainwashed to be like doing this. It's kind of boring.
Yeah. Agreed.
Half of the shit I don't even understand.
Agreed.
And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what?
The fuck is going on?
Right.
Who in the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Nietzsche said, dude. Nietzsche said.
What did Nietzsche say?
Nietzsche said. He was looking at, this is interesting because I was thinking about it. He was saying that if you really looked at the history of the world, you would see that there's been a struggle or a conflict between the priest and the warrior. The priest and the warrior. So take out whatever culture, but just say the fighter and the guy who claims to know what God wants, right? The fighter, the warrior, he's in charge. He's running society because he's got power. He's got strength. He's got ability. The priest, he has a hierarchy that he's running, and he's got whatever advantage that he's got towards God and setting morals. And he's like, you look at society, you can see that there are certain masters like this, and there are certain masters like that. And that the religions are flowing out of this master structure that's set up by the priests. And some of them are old enough that you can't, like a new one, like a new religion, you could be like, well, wait a minute. That was started in 1980. That can't be real. I mean, you know, your religion, if you're going to do some shit, it better go back a couple thousand years. Because then you can be like, well, I don't know if God talked to anybody, but it's so long ago. Maybe? Mm-hmm. It's been, you know, 5,000 years ago. I don't know. Maybe aliens were talking to Egyptians. I don't know. Right? But if you started like Scientology, everybody kind of knows that's bullshit because that just got started. That can't be real. There's no way that God or aliens or Numa
or L. Ron Hubbard.
Right. We're talking to L. Ron Hubbard, who was dressed like Captain Steubing on that fucking Scientology boat, walking around giving orders at the Arctic Circle and shit, getting jerked off by fucking God knows what. But some people are so desperate for an answer, they'll do that. Really think about that. Like, how much, like, what would you need? And I'm being serious. What would you need, Big Lux, for you to actually say, you know what, this cookies thing, vibes, you know, I'm giving it all up. I'm getting on a boat, and I'm gonna not get paid, and I'm gonna learn how to get clear from this guy. What's his L. Ron Hubbard? Boy, he sure sound. That's a name of a guy that knows something. L. Ron Hubbard. That doesn't sound like a dipshit. I'm gonna get on his boat and give up my life, and I'm gonna ride around the seas with that guy. Like, what would it take for you to do that? Give up my family. I'm gonna go on this boat. I'm gonna scrape barnacles.
I'd only be getting on that boat to fucking assassinate that guy. That's why I would be like, yeah, just so I could get close enough to him with a fucking 8-inch blade to push through his fucking neck.
Do you know how much money and life you would have saved if that happened?
If I killed him,
Yeah.
I would have just killed that dude earlier.
Right. They probably would have given you a key.
America might be in a better place.
They would have given you a key to the city. They would have been like, hey, today, August 1st is Big Lux Day because
Yeah, fuck L. Ron Hubbard.
he stabbed L. Ron Hubbard in the neck and threw him overboard, and some walruses ate his corpse.
Yes. It's a great sounding story.
Right. It's like that UFO cult. Like, at what level, right? Like, what would it take for you to agree to allow Kadoti or Labodi to cut your nuts off, surgically remove your balls so that you could get on the spaceship? Like, Mr. Mrs. Earbuds.
If I don't cut my balls off, I'm not getting on that spaceship.
And the spaceship called. Guess what? We got to cut our balls off, everybody.
That's what they said.
What? It's a capital.
Jim said that's what they said we ought to do.
It's a capital idea. Capital.
Jim, are you sure? Oh, yeah, he said whack them off. Okay, Jim knows. Jim ain't going to make that up.
Oh, he's only going to tell us the truth.
Jim
Oh.
will have no business. He ain't going to gain nothing by making that up.
Right. Who would make that up?
Well, that's a God's
That's so
honest truth.
crazy. It's got to be true.
God's honest truth right there.
Yeah. So, and anyway, but in some ways, that's what Iran has done to these women. And some of these women, they might not even believe it, but they're surrounded by people who are willing to enforce it. So they got to go along with the program.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yep.
So I hope and I pray and
Me too.
I want these women to succeed.
I do too. I want everybody to be treated like a human being. Fuck, man. I don't know what's the matter with these fucking people.
It's 2022.
Bunch of bullshit is what it is.
It's crazy because you would think that by now, right? Like, you might buy that in 1902. You might be like, well, 1902, they were kind of fucked up back then. They believed horseshoes were lucky, you know. They put them over fucking doorways like, oh, it was going to keep the bad spirits out. So maybe they would make women wear black sheets. Think it was a good idea. But 2022? Yeah. 2022, when you have a news aggregator shooting you articles 24/7, you could buy cryptocurrency and lose all your money. You could do all this shit. And they're still making women wear like a black sheet.
Unbelievable, man.
It's insulting.
Playing soccer. And the only thing that's open is a little eye.
Right.
Think about that.
Think about how much.
And they're wearing black yarn.
Right. Think about how much secret shit. Can you imagine you can't show your hair? Like, don't show your hair in
And then
public.
what? And then like you're not supposed to be spoken to either, and all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah. And if you're holding hands,
They're like gimps.
yeah, that's what they are, dude.
It's like a gimp. And when they come home, they don't say anything. They just make dinner and move out of the way.
I don't know what happens at home. I mean, the Iranian
Will we
women.
find out.
I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. I don't know. Would I type in
The Iranian women cook dinner at home.
do Iranian women? Because the Iranian women I know here, they'll fucking rip your shit off before they'll fucking serve you. Like, they're tough. They don't play that shit. But that's the ones that made it out of there. So maybe they're like, yeah, I'm not getting anywhere near a fucking thing.
Maybe the fathers make all the food. I don't know.
I mean, that's how it works at old Blue Eyes house, right? The father makes all the food?
Yeah. The father cooks everything.
Right? The hot dogs?
The father's running the show. Father knows best.
He's a good cook, though. That's the thing. Sean's been cooking. Let me tell you something. Sean's the kind of guy that could put cheese crust on sourdough bread,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
He thinks up shit like that.
It's great. It is.
It's true, dude. He fancies himself a gourmand.
He probably is.
He is.
He knows what's up.
He does. Do Iranian women cook dinner? I feel like, listen, there's a Reddit that says, do Persian girls even cook anymore? That doesn't sound right. Listen, I'm disclaiming that I hope my feed, all of the ads and shit are gonna be probably real fucked up on my Gmail account now because they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's a fundamentalist.
That you're a fundamentalist?
Yeah, because I searched, do Iranian women even cook meals anymore? Now Google AdWords are going to be like, oh, this guy's a real cocksucker. We should send him some fucking MAGA shit. He's probably into MAGA. He's My wife was like, what are you looking up, man? It pre-populated. Do women cook anymore? Are you fucking sexist bastards? Anyway, I can't read any of these comments from Reddit. They're inappropriate. They're completely fucked up. And I don't
I
support
hope
it.
that the Iranian women get their peace and respect and their rights.
Hey, listen, if you live in a country, where women can be treated like that, you're only a hair's breadth away from the country treating you like that, treating men
man.
like that.
Yeah. Say that again.
I
Sons
can't
of
remember.
bitches.
Sons of bitches.
All of them.
All of them, including L. Ron Hubbard.
Fuck L. Ron Hubbard.
What's the closest you've ever been? Have you ever almost been in a cult?
Nope.
Have you ever done the what is it, audit or whatever? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called an audit, like an accountant.
Where you sit down with the people and they try to put you on that little machine.
And they shock you.
No.
You never done that?
Look at that. That face. I love that. It's so. And you know what though, dude? I will say this. I can't remember who I was dating. I was dating some chick, and her roommate was a Scientologist. And they had a graduation or a fucking manifestation or whatever the fuck, and we went to it.
Really?
And what happened?
Oh, dude.
They try and recruit you right
Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It was in northern Los Angeles, North LA, and it was in a kind of like a commercial park, but the Scientology Center was one of the rented out things, and we went there and there was all these things, balloons, and they had audit grip
there?
handle.
What do people look like?
White, really white. There's a lot of white motherfuckers up in this Scientology. I ain't saying that against white people. I'm just saying most of the people I saw were white, skinny ass white, dried up.
Do they all fuck in there or what?
I don't know if they like fucking.
Oh.
I don't know if body fluids is anything that they're interested in. I think they're trying to get away from a lot of these. See, the cult is either only for sex, for like one guy, right? Like David Koresh is up there just banging everybody, or it's like like the UFO people. We got to cut our dicks off and we're not having sex anymore. That's like a cult. It's either one or the other. And I think Scientology's on the side of no sex. And they had a room full of vitamins. Like gigantic vitamins that will help you to eliminate the impurities in your system. But of course you had to buy them. And while I was at this thing, dude, check this out. And everyone's wearing white. Like all the people in charge and everybody is wearing white, right? Like they got their shit together. See, I'm wearing white, see? And then they take you up to this room that they call the library, right? And I'm in there like,
books.
Oh, dude, I look like I'm in a haunted house. I'm like trying not to touch it there. Anyone walks up behind me, I'm like, hey, what are you doing, man? Get back. I ain't going for it, mother. I try to put the meanest look on my face. Like, don't even try to put the hard sell on me, motherfucker. And so, and they have people who I think are like ex-insurance salesmen or something that are in there like doing the soft sell. Like, oh, we don't even want people to be, let me disarm you with, cool tones and sort of, nice whatever vanilla bullshit. And they got all these books, but there's a series, and you got to buy them all, dude. It's a Ponzi scheme. You got to buy all these books. It's almost like selling Rainbow Vacuum. You got to buy all these books, and then all the books are like steps in becoming at the next level of the theta or thetan or whatever the fuck it is. And like it's some, but the weird thing about this whole thing is that everyone's trying to be perfect. Like at the end of this thing, you're supposed to be almost godlike perfect. But see, and they even have weird, like, I want to say infrared rooms where like you sit in this wooden box and it's infrared and it like burns out some impurities or whatever.
What?
Yeah, it's a weird. It's like part spa, part weird fucking spa, and the whole idea is that you can become eventually perfect and pure and clear. Which, of course, you know, if you're a human being, it's never gonna happen. Like no matter how cool you get, no matter how pure you get, every once in a while you're going to get skid marks. That's just the way life is. That's how it is. That's life. Every once in a while you might, you know, a little bit of pee, might zip up your dick in the pants. Something happens. So the thing is they're guaranteed to always sell another book because no one's ever going to be perfect. And only an idiot is trying to do that. And that's why you wind up getting all these weird anxieties and shit too. It also sets up the whole situation of why you'd be subservient enough to join one of their worker corps where you're on debt for like $100,000 and you got to work at like their hotel cleaning up after fucking John Travolta, you know, or some fucker like that, some bigwig, Tom Cruise. You got to wash his, you know, stained bed sheets or whatever, and they don't pay you because you're already $100,000 in debt for trying to take all the purity courses. It's a whole fucking thing. That is exactly what it is.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hey, you need some billionaire blunt wraps? Huh? You want some of these hemp wraps, boy? Is that what you're saying? Because you didn't get no hemp wraps? Yeah.
what are they
Special
made out
for
of?
you, partner. Those just
What
for you.
are Baldacci's billionaire hemp? They're made out of hemp?
Yeah, open those things up.
Should I open this? I
Yeah,
feel like
open it up, and then when you open it up and you pull one out, I want you to split the paper.
split the paper.
Yeah, split the paper.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think you understand the kind of privileged position that I'm in that I can even open up one of these
You're
bald
gonna have to lick one of them too and make see what taste or what flavor it is. Motherfucking
Caribbean.
Kahlua or is it the fruit punch?
Why did that make you laugh when I was like, hey, them Caribbean?
Caribbean dudes.
Well, I can't smell because I got these fucking things in my nose.
Yeah,
Fuck,
it was-
bro. Can you? Please.
What does it smell like?
It smells like chocolate.
Kahlua?
It's probably a cognac one.
Cognac.
Oh, it smells so good.
All right, let's see.
You have to lick that shit.
Oh, that does smell good. All right, let's see what's going on here. Ooh, there's two in here.
Oh, way.
And then you pull this out like this. Oh, it's got one of these
Oh,
little
right.
doodads in case you got a little bit of Colombian
Oh,
marching
right.
powder. You can snort it up with that.
Mm.
Oh, that smells good. Now, what do you mean split it?
You can split that paper into two.
You mean I can pull it? Okay.
Yeah.
There's two sheets in here.
Yep.
But see, I got like monkey hands, so I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
It looks like it takes a little bit of.
Finesse.
Yeah. Sean says I don't have any finesse.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he told me that. Straight to my face. He's like, man, you know what? You don't have any finesse.
Well, those things are supposed to split.
Well, I can see two in there.
Okay?
Yeah, he said that to me with a fucking 49er hat on and a fucking bastard.
All right, well.
I can't do it. Anyway, listen. Where are we at with this?
Where are we at?
We're running out of
Let me
steam.
see. Throw me one of those things.
I'll give you a fresh one.
Just throw me
Give me a
the.
fresh one.
Oh, it's only one inside of the thing?
No, there's two. There should be another one in there. Where are we at? How many? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they smell good.
Roll it up. Roll it up.
Come on.
Cognac, bro.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yank, jerk that chain. Jerk that wire loose.
Jerk that chicken.
boy. Jerk that wire loose, buddy. Jerk that wire
Sean at
loose.
movemental.media for all your audio and podcasting needs. Don't forget to hit us up at hardluckshow.com.
1 in 4 people. 1 in
Yeah.
4 people.
That's
1 in
you.
4 people.
Do you remember what you were saying when you said that?
Yeah, I was talking about my wife. She says she always looks at what's going on, like with coronavirus or whatever, and 1 in 4 people in Los Angeles have coronavirus. Or something. I don't know. Something like that.
Only one
Right?
of 4 people.
Vonda Bowen LLP, we were braids to court. Let the tomahawks fly. The best legal representation that money can buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supermax.
Supermax Hardware.
Yeah.
Supermax hardware.
I couldn't get this thing to open up
Look.
at 2.
50% off Black
50%
Friday
off.
sale.
Bigger,
Black Friday.
bigger, a big-
www.supermaxhardware.com.
Yeah.
It is going to be the Black Friday sale.
It
Bigger
is.
Blacker
Day
Friday.
After Thanksgiving.
Cookies.
50% off
Vibes.
everything. Cookies, vibes. Go see them
Dragon
as well.
bags with a Z.
Dragon
With a
bags
Z.
with a Z.
How
Get
come-
to 21
how-
faster.
Get to 21. How come on your shirt it has dragon bags with an S? Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
What?
Ooh.
Talk it up, man.
Yeah. Choke it out, man.
Okay.
I don't know how they did that, but they ripped that motherfucker in 2.
That's some
Listen.
heavy shit.
It's the Hard Luck Show.
Yeah.
Smells good, bro. Are you
Yeah,
gonna eat that shit?
I was thinking about it. I was.
It's fucking
Chew on
smells
it,
good,
dude.
huh?
Ah,
Chew on
dude.
that.
Oh, here we go.
Just ball it up and put it in
Here
your
we
mouth.
go. Right here. Come on.
Yeah, put that right in between your teeth.
I call
yeah.
this is
Made
what I
out of
do.
tobacco.
I play in baseball. It's a little bit of
Yeah, let's
shortstop.
see, let's see.
Shortstop
Here we go.
dip. Here we
Hemp,
go.
hemp
Here
dip.
we go.
Hemp dip.
Here we go.
Hemp
Ball
dip.
dodgy. Nothing I'm done.
Hemp dip.
I love that. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with hemp. Ain't even nothing wrong with it.
Ball dodgy, man. If he makes his own snuff, I'm gonna be right there.
Now,
Snooze.
now, mind you, it is 0.02 alcohol.
I gotta
These
start
hemp
my.
wraps.
I gotta count over. Oh shit!
You
I've
just
only got.
motherfucking
All
relapsed, didn't
I
you?
have is today, big lugs.
That's all you got is today. But
All
we're
I-
not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna judge you.
I got California.
Fucking guy just threw away 20 plus years.
I got
Yeah.
California sobriety, bro.
Fucking cognac fucking paper. Got 20 plus years of sobriety, threw it away behind some fucking cognac papers that gang members making.
Some are sicker than others, brother.
Yeah, fuck.
Some are sicker than others.
This was a weird show.
Yeah.
Well, it's just destined to be a weird
Yeah.
show. They can't all be fucking. We had 3 bangers, and this is one weirdo.
Man, these things are great.
All right.
Iran.
Adios.
Yeah, we got
amigos,
3 bangers.
from the Hard Luck Show.
Cocksucker.
Yeah,
This
cocksucker.
is one of the ones on the floor.
Boom.